Last 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, masters. Whenever you are ready, please open your hands and place on your eyes. Yeah. Thank you all, masters, for this wonderful meditation. So, thank you all, masters, for joining this day 8 of season 2 Karma Consciousness session. Thanks to our Guru, Brahma Shipitama Patriji. Thanks to our Guru Master Tarkam Saradarian. And thanks to all the masters, whoever is helping us with all the wisdom. And thanks to all the masters, whoever is joining all these sessions. Thank you, thank you, thank you all. Let me share my screen. Okay, masters. So let us understand more on karma today. So willpower and karma. So we all know about this willpower, right? So we all will be having certain willpower depending upon whatever the learnings we are having, whatever the discipline we are having, whatever the hard work we have put, whatever the strengthening activities we are doing, and based upon our sadhana and how much we are bringing that into practice. So based upon that, we develop our willpower masters. So when we talk about joy, we must not forget that joy can be sustained only by a well-developed willpower. So this willpower is not something that is inbuilt master. We need to develop it. So we need to keep working upon ourselves and with determined factor and with self-discipline and with so much patience, so much hard work, the willpower will be increased. So the any joyful moments that we are experiencing in our lives. So happiness is different, masters. Happiness is materialistic. In this materialistic world, we feel happy about things which doesn't last long. If you eat some very good food, tasty food, you feel happy, but that doesn't last long. And you got some prize, some gift which you liked it very most, then you feel very happy. Again, that doesn't last long. So all the materialistic things, we feel joyful, we feel happy temporarily, but it doesn't last at all, right? Whereas the joy is something that stays with us. So anything that our soul feels it, anything that our soul connects to it, that is joy. So when it comes to joy, it will stay with us. It doesn't leave. Even we may forget sometimes. We may stuck with our pain. We may stuck with our emotions. We may stuck with our difficult times. But the joy will be there with us all the time. What are we realized? So if we have to sustain that joyful moments or joy in our lives, we need to develop willpower a lot. So willpower is just like a wind which sustains the sails of joy and pushes the boat of life forward. So we all need to strive for it actually with our actions, with our thoughts, with our deeds. So if one is having greater willpower, they always in a righteous moments. They always do righteous things. They always think righteous. They don't have time for any lazy moments. They will not be having time for uh, sit and feel for something that they don't have in their life. When we don't have enough willpower, we feel less confident in our lives, right? So when we are not confident enough, we will not be able to take decisions. We will not be able to move forward. We get stuck in our lives. So we all need to develop this willpower masters. So willpower is like a shield which prevents disturbing factors to enter into our aura. Because when it comes to willpower, we give our attention, our energy, our focus towards certain things, which makes us, which doesn't break us. So when we keep our focus, when we give our attention towards something that builds us, that builds our soul, that enriches our soul, that nourishes our soul, automatically our willpower rises. With that, our confidence rises. With that, our strength rises. So those who are having that much of great willpower, they will not give time for unnecessary things in their life. They don't waste time with unnecessary things like watching movies continuously, watching reels continuously, watching mobile continuously, or talking about something which doesn't matter. Unnecessarily, they don't talk. We actually habituated to all these things. Keep looking at mobile continuously and look so many reels continuously, social media. We want to look for something, but we end up looking something else. We even forget what we are looking for because of lack of our attention, lack of focus, lack of dedication, determination, lack of self-discipline, all these things. So this is something we need to cultivate. We need to develop, masters. So disciplined willpower means the ability to control the automatic reactions of the three bodies to auto stimuli. So we already discussed about this one, right? We already learned about we will be distracted by our physical urges, mental urges, emotional urges. We just go with them. We travel with them and we don't even realize that we are drifting away or we drifted away a lot. So when we have that strong willpower, strong determination and focus, so even we are driven by this physical, mental, emotional urges, we will come back to our attention, come back to our work, come back to our focus immediately. So all are connected, masters. The awareness, the willpower, the strength, the ability, everything actually connected. If you start working on any one thing, automatically we'll be able to gain everything. So it's not that we need to separately work for willpower, separately work for confidence, self-confidence, separately work for strength, separately work for patience. No. Just one thing you work upon, everything will fall in place automatically. Because all of them are connected actually. Those are all not separate. What we need to have is the self-discipline. We need to keep practicing it until it becomes our nature, until it becomes our habit, until it becomes our unconscious habit. It's like driving. When you don't know driving, you need to put so much effort to learn things. But once you learned it and once you started driving, once you use it, it becomes part of you. You don't need to put separate effort to it, right? Similarly, each and everything, the so-called willpower, the so-called self-confidence, strength, patience, everything. Initially, we need to put efforts until we become that. But once we are that, we don't have to give any effort to do it consciously. It becomes our nature. So that is why from childhood we need to learn all these things. That is what important. But today's world, if you see, if kids are crying, if kids are doing some tantrums and all, we just keep giving them mobile or we play some videos, something whatever they like, and we just uh, try to have some time without having any disturbances. We just give them some mobile or some picture or some YouTube or whatever it is. We just play for them and we leave them. Right? So this is not something that is very desirable actually. So from childhood, we need to teach each and everything. How children learn is by looking at us, by looking at the parents, by looking at the elders, by looking at the things around them. We learn from them and they learn from us a lot. Yeah. So the power of the will is an accumulated quality. So every time we conquer an obstacle, so we gain some willpower, some confidence. We are facing some challenges in life. Initially, we struggle, obviously, but once we find a way to deal with it and once we overcome it, then we feel very happy, very joyful inside. I did this. That kind of something that comes from within. Initially, we thought that we can't even overcome it. We don't even know that how to deal with it. But once we start working upon it and once we overcome it, if we look back and see, we think that yes, I did it. So that's how we learn when we overcome obstacles, when we overcome challenges in our life, we develop willpower. So anything that we are facing in our life, instead of turning back, instead of becoming very fearful, if we face them with some courage and we take steps to overcome them, then we build this willpower. And yes, when you solve a problem constructively and selflessly and overcome a difficulty, so any problems that we are encountering, if we are able to solve them, not only for ourselves, suppose somebody else is going through some problems and you are spending your time for them also, maybe your friend, your office, or your family member, whoever it is, and you help them to overcome that without having any selfishness. Again, helping others to overcome their difficulties without expecting anything out of it. That is when we develop our willpower, our strength, our confidence. But you think that, okay, if I do this, I get something out of it. So to gain something out of it, if you are doing, yeah, you still get some kind of willpower, but you are still creating a karma again in that. So it will bring you back somewhere in the down in the lifetime. So anything whatever we are doing, we should do selflessly without expecting anything out of it. That is when the real willpower, the real soul power comes out. So this willpower is nothing but soul power actually. The will of the soul, the spirit of the soul. So we all should strive to bring that out. So all the fearful things, all the challenges, all the tough situations, all the heartbreaks. So all are there to bring that spirit out, to bring that inner self out. And when we are able to reject in a situation where our ego is dominating and we pay attention and instead of sticking with ego, we should stick with the soul. And when we are not driven by this physical, emotional, mental urges, those are coming out, those are popping out, but still you are paying attention, you are aware, you are consciously taking decisions by simply overcoming them. And there will be n number of tests in our day-to-day lives, as I already discussed about my experiences. So each and everything that we come across is a test for us. So when we overcome them, when we pass them, we bring out the inner power out. The spirit, we bring out the spirit. then we feel much joyful, more joyful in our lives. So whenever we are coming across any challenges in our lives, we need to bring out that willpower out, the inner power. So all these victories accumulate and create a pressure which awakes the willpower of our inner divinity. So we are all divine beings, right? So we came from that same source. So the same divinity will be there within us. Like a mango is there from coming from a mango tree. So it also has the similar qualities. It also has the same potential like the tree. When you again sow that seed, it also evolves like a same mango tree. It also starts giving fruits in the same taste, or maybe much better than that. So when we are coming from the same source, obviously we will be having the same level of consciousness, same level of divinity we will be having within us. It's just that we didn't even, we are not yet realized it. So as our willpower increases, our joy increases. So Master is telling. So joy is the awareness of invincibility, everlastingness, and indestructibility. So all the challenges in our lives, when we face them, when we deal with them with consciousness, not with ego, not with selfishness, not with for our own selfish benefits. So when we deal with any situation in our life with love, with compassion, with kindness, with courage. So to face a heartbreak, to face a disease, to face a suffering, we need a great inner power, masters. We need great courage. We become very fearful. That's why we'll not be able to come out of them. We get stick to them. But we need to have a great courage to come out of that. To bring that courage from within us, the more and more pain, the more and more suffering will come to us. Because we are not coming out. 10% pressure was applied, but we are not cooked it. So what we do with a pressure cooker? If you need to boil something, we keep in the pressure cooker and we try to cook it. So even after 3 whistles, if that was not boiled, we again put it and we try to cook it more, isn't it? So we cook the dishes until they get boiled. So we need to boil ourselves in our lives, masters. That's why all the things comes to us. So karma is there to boil us, to cook us, so that we give that tastiness. We bring out the best out of us. We are just hiding best within us. We are not bringing it out because we ourselves not able to see the greatness of ourselves, the beauty of ourselves, the compassion that is having within us, the divinity that we are holding within us. So everything is there to bring that out. So with all these challenges, when we face them, our willpower increases, our joy comes out then. So this joy is not something that goes away, masters. It will be there with you forever. When you deal with some great obstacle in your life, some great challenge, some great suffering, and you went through so much, but now you are out of it. So you can really imagine how much you have changed because of that one thing actually, if you look back. So that help you to change you a lot. So much great transformation might have happened. Some great insights, some great courage. You can see a different version of yourself. So that's what joy is. Bringing the inner power out that will be lasting with you forever. Unlike materialistic things that are temporary in this world. So that's what we always have to look for this permanent things, all the soulful things. So when we have no willpower, we escape from all the things. We escape from all the difficulties, all the challenges, all the troubles, all the dangers, our enemies. So everybody will be trying to attack us only, one or the other way. When we do mistakes, we should be having a courage to face it. Something failed because of us, because of our actions. So we should be able to take responsibility. We should be able to face the challenges. There will be insult, there will be humiliation, definitely, because something went wrong and everybody is there to point at you, to blame you. So we should be having a courage to face it, to take the responsibility to correct it. It's not an easy thing, but we have to learn it. That's why we do mistakes. But we do mistakes, we don't take responsibility of our mistake. So that is also our responsibility. So choice is ours, but we cannot escape from the consequences of our actions, our choices. So masters, we should always be ready to face anything in our life. We should not hide, or we should not be fearful. We should not avoid facing things. So if you are avoiding, if you are hiding ourselves, or if you are trying to avoid the situations by diverting ourselves with something else, then we are delaying things, then we are postponing, and we are attracting much more greater suffer, much more greater pains, much more greater challenges. Because today it is a simple thing. If we avoid it, it becomes bigger. It grows day by day. Like whenever a mistake was done, when it is small, it is easy to correct. But when it becomes like a giant one, we will not be able to correct it. We have to put again so much effort. So that's why we're all going through so much in this world, because we have done, or we accumulated so much. It become like a giant one. Our karmas, our actions, our thoughts. So everyone is going through so much, because we it's not that we already learned this thing, right? The karma that we create is not just our karma. It is affecting everyone. It's like, again, collective karma. So by facing everything in our lives, we'll be able to develop this willpower. So for that, we need to develop self-discipline. Only with self-discipline, we'll be able to face things. We'll be able to face the challenges. Okay, masters. And the next one, the levels of karma. So we already, some of the points might be repeated, masters, but yeah, don't worry. The more we talk about the things, the more it goes into our consciousness, into our subconscious. Yeah. So this law operates on all levels, as we already discussed, right? So at all levels, this law works. It is applicable. Okay, that's why we have to be very careful with our thoughts, words, and deeds. Because each and everything can affect others. If we do something physically, it's not that only the physical level will get affected. That may affect mental body, that may affect emotional body as well. Similarly, if you do something emotionally, that may affect physical body, that may affect mental body. Similarly, if we do mentally, that may affect our physical body and affect our emotional body, or all the levels also. So we have to be very, very careful, because at any given moment, if we are affected at any one level, it is somewhat tolerable. But can you imagine if we are getting something affecting at all the levels? We are suffering mentally, emotionally, physically, means it is terrible. We will not be able to think also. We will not be able to deal with it. It's like completely we lost, because our physical body is not working, our mental body is not working, our emotional body is not working. So imagine when all the three layers are attacked, affected, we can't even think about anything else. So how we can overcome is only when we are with our soul. So only when we are with our soul, when we are connected with our soul, we'll be able to illuminate the light from within, which will eradicate all the effects in the all these layers. But we are all getting affected because we don't have that inner light itself. We are not connected to the soul itself. So that would be really, really very horrible, and it would be terrible, masters, and it needs a lot more effort from you, from each and every one of us. Despite of not well in all these three levels, we should put effort. So think how much challenging it would be. Getting affected at one level, but you are able to. Uh, it is like only one of your hand got affected. You are not able to move, but you are able to move your next other hand, other parts of the body, or some part of the body got completely paralyzed. You will be able to move only the upper part or the lower part. And your total body paralyzed. So you can imagine how much difficult it would be. So it is like that actually. So when we are getting affected by all three levels, all the three planes, we become numb. We can't do anything. So it's a greater challenge. So we have to be very careful, and we should not take things to that level. Again, physical body will get affected at the last stage, masters. So first we will be affected mentally, emotionally, all the layers. Even then, if you are not able to overcome, if you are not able to turn inside and make changes within ourselves, if you are not able to transform ourselves, or even if we are not able to put efforts to come into sadhana, spiritual practices. So at the last, it comes to physical body, because that is the last layer that will be affected. So that's why we have to remember each and every time, whenever we are not feeling well in the physical body, it is something that is coming through all the layers. So it is not that something that came all of a sudden, masters. It is there from long time, from some time. We kept ignoring things. We kept ignoring our signs. So it affected us now. Okay. Yeah, I think it's already time, master. So let us pause the discussion here. We'll continue our discussion tomorrow. Thank you all, masters, for joining these sessions. Hope you all enjoying. If any of you have any questions or anything to share, you can share, masters. Thank you. Thank you, masters. for the messages. Okay, Masters. Thank you. Thank you all. Okay, Masters. Yeah, if nothing else, yeah, then thank you very much. We can end the session tonight. We can connect again tomorrow. Happy night, all of you, Masters. Dhanyavad.
Thank you, Dhanyavad. Shubhratri. It's very interesting subject. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you.
Dhanyavad, Shubhratri.
Dhanyavad.
Shubhratri, Induben.
Shubhratri, Jashoda ji, Manju ji. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.